What do you think Singapore is like? Here was my image of Singapore before I went. A high-rise, intense urban jungle and crowded streets. While these impressions are true, I also found this: beautiful, renovated, low-rise shop houses, Raffles with its reminders of the colonial past, and lively street life. Let me show you what I loved about Singapore. Maureen Atkinson here, founder of LifeShift. This is a video about my recent trip to Singapore. It includes my top picks for what you must see when you go. Also, look for more videos on our channel about Taipei and Phuket. You should know that Singapore is a city, country, and major port at the crossroads of Asia, which is why so many cultures have shaped the Singapore of today, not the least of which are the British, who occupied Singapore for 150 years. Singapore has a dark past where prostitution, gambling, opium addiction, and slavery were rampant. It had a truly unsavory reputation, but now has many rules. Yes, they do prosecute for minor offenses. However, this does not mean that you cannot have fun and be amazed by its beautiful areas. Let me show you. Make sure you stay tuned to the end, where I will share an important tip for first-time visitors. Chinatown was my first choice for an area that you must visit. The Chinese were very foundational to Singapore, providing the manpower to build the city of today. Immigrants from China came here hoping for a better life and were the workers, shopkeepers, rickshaw drivers, and restaurateurs of the city. Chinatown is an area that includes outdoor street markets and restaurants that are lively day and night. This is a great place to walk and be immersed in this world. Throughout Chinatown, there are historical plaques that explain many of the aspects of Chinese culture, including the Japanese occupation of the city during World War II. Some of the streets are covered pedestrian ways, making walking more comfortable, especially in the rain. They also shelter a myriad of restaurants which fill into the street. This is the place to get Chinese barbecue. Make sure you get the sauces that go with your barbecue. They are just so wonderful. Do not miss out on places of worship in Singapore. They really enhance the culture of the city. Two of the three that I'm going to mention are actually in Chinatown, so can be easily included in your walking tour of the area. The Buddha Tooth Relic Temple is the most open to just wander around. With so many gods, your head will spin. It is a very moving place, so allow yourself to embrace the feeling and reverence. As well as the altars, there are several floors above that have artwork related to Buddha, as well as a whole area that depicts his life journey. If you are sleeveless or wearing shorts, do not be surprised when the attendants provide you with a shawl or a skirt to cover up for modesty. Down the street from the Buddhist temple is the elaborate Hindu Sri Mariamman temple, so beautiful and stimulating in a very different way. While I was there, they had a ceremony that included boiling milk and offering it to the gods. Milk is very sacred to Hindus, so was a fascinating part of my trip. Finally, the mosque called Majid Sultan in the Buddhist area of central Singapore is the center of a very interesting Middle Eastern Muslim area. While I did not go into the mosque, the call to prayer wafts out over the whole area and makes it all seem so exotic. This is the area where the Muslim faithful leave to do their journey to Mecca. A small street in this area is even called Hajj Lane, but is now a nightlife hotspot. Very incongruous. Not far from this exotic Middle Eastern area of Bugis is the luxurious Raffles Hotel Singapore. This colonial grand era hotel cannot be missed. Even though it is very touristy, we actually went to their long bar where the Singapore sling was invented. Great taste, but definitely has a kick. Even if you do not stay there, enjoy the beautiful environment and good food. The staff are super helpful and not at all stuck up. Be sure that you specify that you want the Raffles Hotel, because the whole area is called Raffles after the British politician. If you get tired of people and buildings and long for some greenery, go to Gardens by the Bay. This ingenious flood protection land reclamation project is a huge dose of green in an intense urban environment. Just hop on the subway, which is clean, quiet, and efficient, and head for the stop, Gardens by the Bay. Densely packed trees and plants live in the area's brackish waters, which have a mixed clear and saltwater mix. This 250-acre park is a series of pathways and waterways with playgrounds for both the old and the young, as well as 2 biospheres with plants from all over the world. If you have ever seen the Super Tree Grove sculptures that light up at night, you will find them here. There is no other airport in the world that I would list as a must-see attraction, but Changi Airport is different. The jewel at Changi is well worth spending time in. This free 4-story dome with fountains and gardens is well worth a visit. Make time at the end of your trip to enjoy this beautiful area. If you get stressed by airports, go visit the jewel to calm down and breathe in the oxygen. If you are traveling between terminals, the tram actually goes through it. So cool. Here is the bonus piece of advice that I promised you. Everyone must fill in an entry form before coming to Singapore, even if you do not need a visa. But Singapore does not have paper copies of this entry form. Make sure you fill it in before you arrive. You cannot enter without having the form associated with your passport. You can do it on arrival if you have online access, but the system of association is not perfect, so save yourself some time by being prepared. So that's it. Hope you enjoy Singapore as much as I did. If you enjoyed this video, look for more videos on our channel about my trip to Asia.
Don't forget to sign up for regular emails on our website at www.lifeshift2isinshift.com.